Greetings, this is Vane and welcome back to Let's Play Warhammer 40,000 Gladius, Relics of War. Okay. Research completed. Armory. Building that produces ground vehicles as well as generates requisitions and research. Home to anything that a marine might employ to purge the battlefield of Xenos and heretics, from the simplest combat knife to the most redoubtable of relics. The Master of Ordnance keeps a close watch upon the chapter's war gear. Only his gene print can grant access to this titanic underground repository of weapons and vehicles. Nice. And the actions it gives us is produce scout bikers, a fast reconnaissance unit. Racing across the blasted battlegrounds of the 41st millennium, scout bikers use their speed and maneuverability to outflank and outwit their foes. Shadowing their enemies' movements, the scout bikers probe for weakness and assess the foe's intentions. Only once the element of surprise is guaranteed do they strike, roaring suddenly from concealment with guns blazing. Okay, we can also, from the armory, and depending on the research we get, we can have Razorback, tank unit that transport infantry. The Razorback rolls into battle with its weapons charged and ready to fire. Its determined crew slam their vehicle through obstacles and over wreckage, keeping pace with the Adeptus Astartes advance. Meanwhile, inside the vehicle's transport bay, its passengers ready themselves for the battle ahead. Okay, Land Speeders, mobile hover vehicle unit that can even traverse water. Skimming over the battlefield at breakneck speeds, Land Speeders bank and roll with incredible agility. Able to navigate tangled urban ruins, narrow-sided canyons, and even weave through the dense forest canopies, the Land Speeder possesses unrivaled maneuverability. This is enhanced by the superhuman reflex of its Space Marine crew and capitalized upon through the incorporation of resilient, if light armor and an arsenal of heavy weapons. Hunter, tank unit that is specialized in taking down skimmers and flyers. From out of its massive turreted warhead chamber, the Hunter sends Sky Spear missiles thundering into the heavens, emitting a piercing scream as it tears across the firmament. Each of these sacred rounds seeks out the skyborn foes of the Emperor. Entombed in the heart of each missile, a servitor savant guides the audience to its foe. Even if the missile flies wide of its mark, the hard-wired savant will set it back on its course. Yeah. Predator, main battle tank unit. A swift and brutal fighting vehicle, the Predator provides the Space Marine chapters with prodigious amounts of fire support. The battle tank's heavy bolters and autocannon are the bane of infantry and light vehicles, while the Annihilator variant's lascannons spell doom to any armoured enemy. Dreadnoughts, heavy walker unit that crushes opponents in close combat. The ground shakes at the advance of a Space Marine dreadnought. With its mighty power fist and blazing heavy weapon, this armoured war engine trambles a path of destruction for its foes. Vindicator, heavy tank unit with a devastating close-range cannon. The Vindicator is a short-range sledgehammer of a vehicle, a siege tank whose massive demolisher cannon can reduce any target to a smoking crater. The Vindicator is especially favoured by the Imperial Fists, who regularly field whole squadrons of these tanks and rely upon their concentrated volleys to blast open fortress walls, flatten gun nests and bunkers, and lay low super heavy war engines. And finally, Land Raider, massively armoured and heavily armed transport unit. The ground trembles and enemies flee in fear as the mighty Land Raider advances into battle. Massively armoured and all but unstoppable, the noble war engine smashes through walls and grinds over wreckage while drumming volley after volley of fire into the foe. Beams of incandescent energy slam into enemy tanks, knifing through their armoured hulls and reducing them to blazing fireballs. Thudding bolt shells punch into the flesh of the foe before detonating in shocking sprays of gore. The kill count climbs with each passing moment as the Land Raider advances across the war zone, especially once the tank's assault ramp slams down and its Adeptus Astartes passengers charge out to add to the carnage. Ooh, nice. So, view. Temporary shield. Free action 101. Item that increases the armor. Portable shield generators are fairly rare amongst the most species, given the technical capability and rare resources needed to make them. They also burn out quickly, but their ability to stop even the most powerful attacks dead in their tracks makes them invaluable. Okay. Now, okay, well, we've got a whole load of tier 2 research that we could open up. But until we know exactly what we want, I think the best way to do it is probably slow and steady and to carry on with our tier 1. So at least that's my thinking, especially at early level. Let's get some idea of which of these we want before we start rushing down. So I mean, that's a good assault space marines, chaplains, cluster mines, dormitories, hammer arrive and crack grenade. Okay. Well, let's go with a frag grenade. Ability to throw anti-infantry grenades. Yeah, let's have a look and see what they do then. Something has attracted objects with extraordinary powers to Gladius, and the surface is littered with old one tech of all sizes and kinds. While some artifact items may be bought, bigger artifact units must be captured from the tentacles of enslavers. Once all adjacent units holding control of an artifact have been killed, the artifact can be captured by right-clicking on it with a unit selected. Okay. Oh, yes, that. Siren Caster. Stationary artifact unit that increases the loyalty. The multiple ventricles on this artifact flap gently in the planet's constant zephyrs, producing a noise like organic wind chimes. All that hear this song feel themselves pleasantly calmed, as if a matriarchal hand was laid gently upon their shoulder. Okay. So it's invulnerable. And it's an artifact. Over millennia, yep. Over millennia, something in the old one structures dotting Gladius has attracted many races to this planet. They have brought with them objects with extraordinary powers, meaning the surface is littered with alien technologies of all sizes and kinds. Okay. Okay. Units with action points remaining that have ranged weapons will automatically perform Overwatch attacks when an enemy unit enters their attack range, unless the enemy unit has infiltrate. Which is basically what happened here. We've got an Imperial Bastion that's actually done some damage. Okay. Okay, there are some frighteningly powerful creatures on Gladius Prime. It would be wise to gather a sizable force before engaging these beasts. Okay. Because we've found some enslavers. It's them there, by the way. Frag grenade! The lethal storm or shrapnel from these grenades drives opponents further under the cover for a few precious moments, allowing attackers more time to close in and hopefully get their first blow in against a disoriented foe. Okay. I think we probably going to need to fall back. Or we can deploy a Fortress of Redemption. Let's see, which one do we want? Knowledge. Let's go with the recap. I'll pop you there. Get some shots in. Yeah, boy, Vespid Stingwings. Quick range infantry unit that excels in combat in ruins and can fly over obstacles. Vespid Stingwings dart into battle with unsettling insectile speed. The high-pitched whine of their wings inspires atavistic revulsion, seeming to come from every direction at once as it echoes and bounces from ruins and wreckage. When they strike the Vespids do so with lightning speed, dropping from above with their neutron blasters emitting bolts of translucent fire. Each shot shimmers clean through the armour of the foe, scouring their bodies with massive doses of radiation and burning them alive from the inside. Okay, they have neutron blaster, which is an assault weapon. Stingwing weapons are a hybrid of Vespid and Tau technology. The crystal mounted upon each blaster emits a powerful neutron blast that is able to bypass all but the most effective armour. Okay. They are Tau units. There we got enslavers. Highly dangerous warp unit that enslaves the minds of its enemies. During the War in Heaven, legend tells that the Old Ones engineered new warp-sensitive species to defeat the Catan, Quark, Aldari, Man and more, yet they bargained without the denizens of the warp, the most numerous of which were the enslavers or sirens. These trans-dimensional beings were able to rapidly enslave the new races, and hence aided in the downfall of the Old Ones. Today, enslaver incursions are rare, but extremely destructive unless ended quickly. I have a close combat weapon. Traits: Psychic Lash, attacks penetrate all armour. Skim out, the unit can move over water, ignores the penalties for rivers and wireweed. Reduces the movement penalty in forests and Imperial ruins. Some highly advanced vehicles are fitted with anti-gravity drives that allow them to skim swiftly over tough terrain and intervene in troops, making them perfect for surprise flanking attacks. Instead of Overwatch, they got Mind Control. Reduces the morale of adjacent enemy units each turn. And it does that anyway. And as an action, takes control of the target enemy weak-minded unit until the enslaving unit dies. They are kind of nasty. So what are we going to do? Thinking we might fall back. So where are we going to fall back to? I think we're going to fall back to here. Some units have extra abilities that can be utilised to gain an edge in combat. Use an ability by clicking its button and selecting a target with the left mouse button. Using an ability may consume the unit's action point and movement, preventing the unit from performing any further movement or attacks this turn. Yes, we've got the frag grenade times 4 because there's only 4 of us. The lethal storm of shrapnel from the grenades drives opponents further undercover for a few precious moments. So have we got? We can do 8.4 or 8.4. And with a frag grenade we can do 12.6 and 12.6. Okay, let's... Not bad. See what we got here. Could do with more resources. Before we do that, let's claim you. What else have we got? Tactical Doctrine. Yep, we'll do you. Okay. I'm going to fall back to here with you then. Some units cannot move but can still perform actions. If they have weapons, like at the city headquarters, they can attack. To perform an attack, move your mouse over enemies and right click. Okay. This unit is able to carry infantry units as cargo. To embark, move the unit you wish to carry onto the transport style. Embarked units will normally not be able to disembark the turn that they have embarked. So I can always hide units in these. Okay, well, we've got Festive Stingwings, Enslavers, the Imperial Bastion. Okay. I'm going to try and drive these away. Got some more Terminator Space Marines, not Terminators, Tactical Space Marines even. Let's order our cities. Let's produce some more Space Marines. Being attacked by something else. They shall be pure of heart and strong of body, untainted by doubt and unsullied by self-aggrandizement. They will be bright stars on the firmament of battle, angels of death, whose shining wings bring swift annihilation to the enemies of man. So it shall be for 1,000 times for 1,000 years, unto the very end of eternity and the extinction of mortal flesh. Codex Astartes by Robert Gilliman, Primarch of the Ultramarines, Lord Commander and Imperial Regent. Okay. Killed one of those. Yeah. You get to fall back some more. However, see 2.9. Tactrine. Chapter increases accuracy of tactical space marines. It costs 40 influence. But then it gives all tactical space marines plus 2 accuracy. So instead of doing 2.9 damage, tactical doctrine means to do 3.6 damage. Okay. I'll let you go there. Let's order the cities. Your city has acquired a special resource tile with no building slots. While other tiles need to be exploited by constructing buildings on them, special resource tiles grants a city-wise increase to your resource output. Thank you. Yeah. See, what have we got? See, orbital scan. Operation that reveals the target tile and adjacent tiles. Okay. Necrons may only have emerged from their slumber recently in galactic terms, and only a fraction of them are awake, but they have already proved themselves a thorn in the Imperium side, relentless, heavily armoured enemies with devastating firepower. They should be fought with care and respect. Necron warriors. Even with only a glimmer of consciousness to guide it, a Necron warrior is a fearsome and resilient foe. Armed with ancient energy weapons, they can sieve down their enemies with lethal volleys of ghost flare fire, while their unyielding metal bodies repair themselves should they sustain damage. So, ghost flares. Scales the minimum damage with the hit point of the target unit, along with doubles the attacks at half range. Ghost weapons vary in appearance from the rifle-sized flares to the massive heavy ghost cannon. Unlike more conventional energy weapons, a ghost projectile emits a molecular dissembling beam, reducing flesh, bone and even armour to its constituent atoms. Traits, okay. Reanimation protocols. Restores hit points each turn. Nice. They can Necrodermis repair is a free action. Restores the hit points. If the Necron is only mildly damaged, their living metal body can somewhat heal itself, flowing reserve metals to cover flaws and failings. Necrons have sophisticated self-repair systems that return even critically damaged warriors to the fight. This is Dimensional Corridor. Teleports to a tile adjacent to a city or monolith. And first to walk the Starlight Bridge from Incorporeal to Corporeal was Antimora, to whom the Necrontyr gave the name Messenger, later changed to Deceiver, with good reason. Fragmentary inscription on a Jacaran defense orb. Now, as you can see, the Necrons are a faction that we have. So we're going to start fighting them. Okay, what have we got? Really need more requisitions, so we're going to pop you there. Okay. So you will get their thing. You. Optical scan. Space Marine chapter commonly possesses an entire fleet of ships. ranging from tiny Thunderhawk gunships to massive strike cruisers. On Gladius Prime, the chapter fleet was decimated by the warp storm. Only one ship survives, swinging around the planet in a low erratic orbit. Yet for sufficiently important targets, the Tech Marine and Service crew will focus all its sensors onto the planet's surface. Okay. Mm-hmm. .2 8.3. Choose our research. Okay, let's have a look. We have Assault Space Marines, melee infantry unit equipped with jump packs to overcome terrain obstacles. Chaplain, zealous hero unit that raises morale and inspires loyalty. Cluster mines, grant scout bikers the ability to place cluster mines. Dormitories, building that increases population limit. Hammer of Wrath. Grants Assault Space Marines, Dreadnoughts and Scout Bikers the ability to perform more devastating attacks. And a Crack Grenade. Grants Apothecaries, Assault Space Marines, Captains, Devastator Space Marines, Librarians, Scouts, Scout Bikers, Tactical Space Marines and Thunderfire Cannons the ability to throw anti-armor grenades. I think we're going to go with the Dormitories. Okay, your unit has been taken over by enslavers. Kill the enslaver unit to release the troops from their grasp. Okay, that's fun. Yeah, they were being broken. We need more Space Marines. Every building except their headquarters requires one population to operate. You'll have to research and construct housing to increase your population growth and limit. If you run into trouble due to a shortage of population or other resources, you can disable some buildings to let the rest operate at full efficiency. By clicking the minus button next to each building group. Okay. Well, we're losing power. Let's exit that city. Though each battle brother receives his own personal cell, those members of a chapter who do not directly enforce the will of the Emperor share communal quarters spread across the fortress monastery. Support staff, including servants, nurses and technologists, call these stark dormitories home. Okay. Promethean relay pipes. Special feature that increases the energy output of the city when acquired. These heavily armoured ducts once carried energy-rich promethium to the planet's extensive human cities from deeply buried auto-refineries. Now, with the cities in ruins from war and chaos, the surviving pipes can be exploited by whichever race claims them first. Okay. See, what have we got? We need to build power. So we'll pop you there. Let's choose our research. I think we're going to go with some assault space marines. Okay. Secure you. Your enslaver's going down. Okay, so I think we will leave it there. So this has been Vane doing a Let's Play Warhammer 40,000 Gladius, Relics of War. Okay, as always, if you like what you see in here, be sure to like, subscribe, share and comment. Please consider sponsoring me on Patreon, and until next time, goodbye.